sir. We are in Milano, in Italy, at SAS Analytics Experience Show. What do you bring new this year? What is your focus this year at this international event?
Well, we are in one of the world's largest analytics events today. More than 1,500 data scientists and business executives are attending this event. We have our partners, we have our customers who are presenting, who are telling their stories. The theme of the year is making analytics real together. So it's all about talking about how did analytics bring real value, how did it turn into some real, actionable, meaningful insights. And we hear not only the SaaS experts but also our partners and customers talking about this. We have like around 50 super demos here. We have this huge area where our visitors can attend different kinds of topics covered in different booths in demos with experts, and our whole idea for this year's event is to look at the real side of analytics, how it affects the day-to-day operations, day-to-day life in businesses and companies.
The big buzzword is advanced analytics these days, but the companies are still having troubles, let's say, in understanding what does it mean and how can they use it, how can they monetize it, because they have to invest a lot in this and they are not very aware how to recover the money, the ROI. What is your advice for them?
Well, there are many, let's say, aspects of companies making decision into venture into this area. One aspect is, of course, the education side, which means how do we take the whole buzz out and look at the real, tangible outcomes that you expect. At the end of the day, whatever you do, whatever business decision you make, in an investment case, should be about the outcomes that you're getting. There should be more revenue, your cost should be reduced, your risk should be better managed, your customers should be made happier. So I think that's a great starting point. Instead of starting with the buzz of AI and machine learning, we should focus on what do we really expect to get out of this and then work it backwards and see how advanced analytics can really fit into any of the objectives that we have. If you set the starting point right, I think the rest is just a matter of finding the right skill set, the right technology and the right organizational structure to be able to achieve this, and that's why we are always looking at this topic across all these three key dimensions, and we advise our customers accordingly.
Let's come back to the telecom sector, because we are mostly involved in this area. In Romania, for example, we have one of the toughest competition. Some of them are saying that it is the toughest market in Europe, meaning low tariffs but very low ARPU also. How can you leverage a business model for the mobile operators? What should be your instruments that could help the mobile operators increasing their business in such a difficult market?
Well, when it comes to the telco industry, obviously there's lots of pressure, not only in Romania but elsewhere, but in countries like Romania the pressure is more intense. We are aware of that. And the trick or the advice from our side is to really look for the specific niche areas which were previously untouched by analytics to create competitive advantage, rather than doing what everybody else doing and getting into this tariff war and offer war. How can we optimize the operations? How can we create a better, smarter customer experience? And all of these small bits and pieces put together can make a real competitive difference. But to do that, it is not enough to go with the traditional approaches, but you need to apply advanced analytics, you need to try different hypotheses, you need to look at the whole customer journey, the network side, the retail side in a holistic manner to be able to find that gem. And to find the gem is definitely not going to be easy without using the right set of tools in your hand, which is basically the overall data science and advanced analytics.
Because we want to learn from your global experience from our region, and we have another interesting topic in Romania, the digital transformation applied in public sector. What should be your advice for the public sector? Because there are a lot of things that should be done here.
Absolutely, and recently, especially in our region, let's say in Eastern Europe, Middle East, Turkey, this region, we see a lot of traction in public sector. Public sector for the past, let's say, 5 to 10 years, they've been focusing on digitization and collecting a lot of data, but not necessarily doing much with it. But now we see another era beginning where the public sector organizations are asking the question, okay, how do we use this data to make citizen services better? How do we use this data to spend our money more wisely? And we see this traction across all domains. We see this in healthcare, we see this in taxation, we see this in education, we see this in any kind of public services like utilities or transportation. And I believe that in the next 5 years we will see a much more, let's say, innovative set of public use cases than before, because we are seeing the early signs of this already happening.
Dealing with the impact of the poor data collecting, the companies are struggling to get more results from their data. Even if they have them, they still don't know what to do with them. What should be your requirements for this?
So, of course, advanced analytics has one big enemy, and that is poor data quality. The minute the data is not reliable, all the analytics, all the sophisticated machine learning, AI, whatever you call it, becomes meaningless. So it is really important to get the basics right and make sure that the data that we work on, for any case, public sector, telco, other commercial areas, has to be dependable. It will never be 100% clean. It will never be the perfect data set, because the real life will not allow for this. The world is changing very fast. There are more and more digital services, more digital footprints coming, and they will never be in ideal format. But the awareness and the methodologies to manage the data quality is a very critical component of a successful advanced analytics journey, and it should never be underestimated, because it's not just about algorithms or building the best model, but it's also making sure that we all realize what issues we have with the data and agree on the ways of how we fix it. So in that regard, we are also very actively working on data quality initiatives and engagements to make sure that the end-to-end life cycle of analytics is covered, starting with trusted data.
You stated here that SAS is the #1 platform in AI and analytics. What are your main key features that give you this status?
Well, we've been doing this for more than 4 decades now. We were doing this before any of the buzzwords came along. We were always in the area of advanced analytics from the day one when we started. And this is our comfort zone, this is our focus. SAS is the largest solely focused company on advanced analytics in the world, with no unmatched experience in any area of advanced analytics applications. One of the reasons is this. The other reason is the spectrum of capabilities we offer on a platform. SAS is the only true multimodal analytical platform that is able to cater for all the, let's say, roles, responsibilities, tasks and capabilities required for a data science initiative in the world. And to make it more unique, SAS is in the best position to actually take the analytical insights and be able to deploy them in production, which is the real differentiator for analytics. Also, one of the themes of this event is you can have the best predictions about the future. You can forecast it with the greatest accuracy. But if you don't have the ability to put this in your day-to-day life and act on it and make a difference, then the value is zero. So our focus is making sure that the analytical insights and the value from those insights are actually realized by being able to put them in real life situations, real life operations. And I believe the capability to do all of this makes SAS really unique.
So, what is going to be the next step for SAS? Because more and more companies are entering the digital transformation era. I suppose you are going to get even more and more advanced analytics. How do you see your focus for the next year?
We will continue investing. In fact, we have done our largest investment to date, $1 billion on AI development. We announced that we are investing in this, so we will continue this evolution. And as the emergence of, let's say, the accelerated pace of digital transformation, more and more companies realize that without the analytical intelligence to support the digitization, it's not enough to just go from physical to digital. There has to be also an analytical brain, a platform where the whole actions are coordinated, recommended and synchronized, and we aim to be that platform that provides the intelligence behind the whole digital transformation space.
And one more question, because you are in charge with the entire region. Do you see different particularities, or do you have to adapt your models for each country, for each region? Do you see some similarities, different behaviors from the clients? How do you overview the region?
Obviously, like, there are differences between countries. There are certain markets which are more mature in certain areas and vice versa in other countries, and we have to adapt. We need to make sure that the right fit is applied for each market's reality. We cannot start in a market which is starting its analytical journey the same way as a market which has already very advanced use cases and skill sets. We need to take into consideration the skill sets available, the maturity of the businesses, the volume of the businesses, and the technological adoption rate. So in order to do this, we approach it from multiple angles. We look at the academic side. We want to make sure that we support each country's development of data science specialists, so the new generation of graduates with the right data science skills, because they are the ones who will make things happen. That's really important. Second, we do a market maturity assessment to see in which market we should position what kind of use cases, because the spectrum is very wide. You can start with simplistic ones, you can go to very, very advanced use cases. This is especially true in public sector that you were asking before, where like we have a big difference in maturity levels. So we make sure that we adapt to each market's realities, not only from the use cases that we position, but also in our efforts to build the skill sets available in the market and the partner ecosystem to support this as well.